Federal government to complete Kano to Maradi International Rail Line project by 2025. Vice President Kashim Shettima calls world leaders to cooperate in resolving the global challenges. Russia expels 2 US diplomats for allegedly being informed. Today is 16th September 2023. I am Mariam Jibril Yusuf with the full news. The Kano to Maradi, Niger Republic $2 billion rail line project awarded by the previous government under President Muhammadu Buhari is expected to be completed by the set project target of 2025. Speaking during an inspection of the project that commenced from the Wano in Kano and is scheduled to extend to Niger Republic, the Minister of Transport, Senator Saidu Ahmad Al-Khali, expressed satisfaction with the progress of the works. He stated the earthwork of the project had reached an 80% completion stage, and the actual rail line work will commence soon after the earthworks. On whether the contractor will meet the set target for completing the project, the minister explained that the major work has been completed and there is a strong possibility that they will meet the target. Al-Khali also noted in administration of the contractor's work that from the Wano in Kano to the Daura area, bush clearing and earth clearing were done perfectly, and the contract is progressing smoothly without any significant issue. The minister mentioned that the contractor should be willing to make some sacrifices to contribute to the nation's development under the leadership of the Tinubu-led administration. Vice President Kashim Shettima has emphasized the need for cooperation among world leaders in order to maximize opportunities of resolving the challenges facing the world. According to a statement by the Director Information Office of the Vice President, Olusola Abiola, Shettima said this yesterday in his address to world leaders at the ongoing G77 plus China Leaders Summit at the Palace Convention, Havana, Cuba. Speaking to an assembly of heads of state and government, the United Nations Secretary Antonio Guterres and delegates from over 100 countries from the global south, the Vice President emphasized the needs to be focused, leveraging cooperation or partnership for finding realistic solutions to global challenges. The presidential candidate of the Labour Party in the 2023 general election, Peter Obi, says Nigeria is gradually losing one of its biggest and tangible assets that makes a nation strong, which is respect for the rule of law. In a statement he posted on his X handle in celebration of International Democracy Day yesterday, Obi said Nigeria has continued to swing dangerously away from the boundaries of true democracy. He said that Nigerians must remind themselves of the need to work together to build and deepen our nation's democracy. The former Anambra State Governor called on all Nigerians to remain committed to building and reinforcing the nation's democracy. He wrote that, as witnessed in the country today, the mindless erosion of the various ideals and tenets on which Nigeria's democracy was built, if not checked, will only push the nation deeper in lawlessness. Meanwhile, the Bua Cement has revealed plans to reduce the price of cement from the current 5,500 naira to between 3,000 and 3,500 naira. The company's chairman, Abdul Samad Rabiu, disclosed this to journalists after an audience with President Bola Ahmed Tinubu at the State House Abuja. Rabiu said the price crash is part of his company's contribution to supporting the efforts of the federal government to stabilize the prices of essential commodities. However, this will only follow the opening of 2 new plants of 3 million tons operating capacity, each to be commissioned at the end of the year. He said the company could only do this because it is producing cement locally. He revealed that the 2 new plants to be inaugurated by President Bola Ahmed Tinubu later in 2023 will increase production capacity to 70 million metric tons. The National Emergency Management Agency (NEMA) has said that a commercial motorcyclist, popularly known as Okada rider, was swept away by the flood that took over most part of Lagos. NEMA identified the deceased as Abe and that he was swept away because he allegedly refused to heed warnings from his colleagues not to ride along the Ile-Epo bus stop canals in Alimuso local government area of Lagos State. The agency territorial coordinator Ibrahim Fariloye said the flood affected population at the Papa Ashafa Fashola communities both in the Alimusho local government area of Lagos. Fariloye said NEMA, along with the disaster management units of the Nigerian police, a team of the police forces, Lagos State, in community groups of Papa Ashafa, Fashola and other helped to distribute emergency relief aid to the flood-impacted communities. Meanwhile, Kano State Governor Abba Kabir Yusuf has sacked the Commissioner for Lands Adamu Aliu over what can be described as unguarded comments. Aliu had threatened tribunal judges in the state, asking them to choose between money or their lives over claims that the judges had been bribed. But in a statement yesterday, the Commissioner for Information, Baba Tanti, told journalists at the Kano State Government House that Governor Yusuf respects and takes the judiciary in high esteem and will not condone any disrespect to them. Aside from the commissioner, the governor sacked his special advisor on youth and sports, Aliu Yusuf. The sack comes a day after Aliu promised to unleash mayhem on residents of the state, one worse than what residents of neighboring Kaduna and Zamfara are going through. The statement has sent shockwaves through the state political landscape, raising serious concern about the impartiality and safety of the judges overseeing the election dispute. You're onto the services of Sawaba FM. More news after the short break. Stay tuned. Welcome back, and now the news continues. The Jigawa State government has flagged off the statewide contribution of second palliative and cash grants to poor and vulnerable citizens in the state worth over ₦1 billion. Governor Umar Namadi says about 108,000 persons will benefit from the cash grant across the 27 local government areas, apart from foodstuff donations to orphans, PWs, and elderly persons. The palliative distributions is aimed at alleviating the suffering of less privileged across the state to improve their living conditions. Governor Umar Namadi said today's intervention is in continuation of his administration's efforts to cushion the economic hardship occasioned as a result of the removal of fuel subsidy by the federal government. He assured the people of Jigawa State of his intention to continue to work on more comprehensive intervention in the form of policies and programs. The distribution includes 47,410 bags of rice, 33,330 cartons of spaghetti, and 8,300 bags of maize, respectively. It could be recalled that Sawaba Radio reported that Governor Umar Namadi had in the past flagged up the disbursement of 50,000 naira empowerment grant to 1,000 women in the state. Bauchi State government has disclosed that plans are underway for the upward review of salary structure and remuneration of members of traditional institutions, including emirs, district, and village heads across the state. This is as the Bauchi State Council of Emirs have commended the governor for the infrastructural development and the legacy project that he is going to bequeath to states while acknowledging the respect he accords the traditional institutions in the state. Governor Bala Muhammad, who was speaking while granting audience to members of the State Council of Emirs at Government House Bauchi yesterday, said the move for the upward review of salary structure and remuneration of members was to enhance their royal duties of complementing government efforts in addressing security challenges currently resurfacing in local government areas of the state. He explained that the recent removal of some district and village heads who compromised the rule of engagement was to serve as a deterrent to others. No fewer than 2 people have been killed and 4 others kidnapped by bandits in a fresh attack at Dogonoma Ongwangamu community in Kajuru local government area of Kaduna State. Several residents of the community were said to have sustained injuries from gunshots during the attack. The police in the state are yet to confirm the attack, but a community leader at Kufana, Musayaro, told reporters that the incident happened in the early hours of yesterday when the bandits invaded the community and started shooting sporadically, during which they shot 2 people to death and took 3 others away. According to the source, the names of those killed are Bala Laya and Gimbia Costa, while the kidnapped victims are Seth Alkali, Xavier Christopher, and Siko Nicholas. For several years, Kajuru local government area has been in the news for the wrong reason due to frequent attack by bandits. One of such deadly attack was on March 11, 2019, where 52 people were killed and over 200 houses burned down, while hundreds of people were sacked from their homes by the attackers. And on the international scene, the Russian government is expelling 2 US diplomats for allegedly maintaining contact with a Russian national who worked for the US mission and is accused by Moscow of being an informant. According to the Russian foreign minister and the US embassy in Moscow, US Ambassador Lan Tracy was summoned to the ministry on Thursday and informed that the 2 diplomats, Jeffrey Selen and David Bernstein, have been declared as persona non grata, which means they have to leave the country within a week. US State Department spokesman Matt Miller condemned the expulsion of the diplomats and said US will respond appropriately to those actions. Matt Miller said the expelled diplomats have not yet left Russia. The expulsion of the 2 US diplomats comes as relations between Moscow and Washington are at their lowest point in decades. To end the news, a recap of the major stories. Federal government to complete Kano to Maradi International Rail Line project by 2025. Vice President Kashim Shettima calls world leaders to cooperate in resolving the global challenges. Russia expelled 2 US diplomats for allegedly being informants. And that has been the news. On behalf of the news department, our editor, Lukman Dahiru, I am Mariam Jibrin Yusuf saying good night. Lord Sky on the beat.